Time to try... can't hear myself. Time to try these ones out. Hi guys, Matthew here and welcome back again to my channel. Although I had a chance to pretty much cover every newer Logitech gaming product in the last couple of years, the original G Pro X headset didn't land in my hands, but you know what, there's a silver lining in that, because now I'm going to experience all of it for the first time with the just released Logitech G Pro X wireless headset. It's been exactly 1 year since its original product came out, and as you can tell after seeing that it grabbed a lot of attention and became popular among gamers, Logitech decided to make the obvious step of releasing a wireless version of it for all of those who want or need to go that extra mile in that regard. Just to get this out of the way, for all of you who are interested in this information, yes, you can charge the headset and use it at the same time, but the wireless receiver has to be connected because otherwise you won't be able to use the headset solely over the cable. Okay, let's now move on to the headset itself. As soon as I pull the headset out of the box, just wow, the build quality of this thing. It breeds premium look and feel wherever you get a hold of it, being it the ear cups themselves, which have this matte black, almost rubbery finish, or the headband. You can tell that they wanted to excel with this model in every possible way. The whole headset is really rugged and feels like you could drive a nail into a wall with it, but yet still flexible enough and not too stiff. Overall, I do love how they went with this very simple and straightforward, almost industrial-like design. It actually reminds me of those types of headphones that you see on pilots' heads, especially because of these curly type of cables coming out of the ear cups. They completely forgo putting an RGB light show onto it, which I personally approve, especially in the context of a wireless headset and longer battery life. So the only thing that visually pops out is this metal surface on the ear cups with cool texture and Logitech's logo on it. This look may be a bit sterile for certain users, but honestly I like it very much, it just hits the right tone. Speaking of the tone, the ear cups carry Logitech's 50mm Pro G drivers, more on how they sound a bit later on. They are held by this U-shaped metal hinge that's really thick and doesn't budge at all. Of course, you have a ratchet style way of expanding them from each end of the headband itself. There's plenty of steps to satisfy everyone's needs and head fit. The only thing that it doesn't have is the swivel option in the joints, but the thick and pretty soft cushioning on the ear cups can sort of compensate for that. The ear cups are really comfortable. I'm more leaning towards the leather-like ear pads, but you will also get a set of plush ones in the bundle, as well as this handy carrying pouch, while you can orientate yourself and the headset based on the lettering found inside of the ear cups. What's equally comfortable is its also leatherette headband, which is decently padded from beneath and has this cool stitching and Pro logo embossed on it. Back to the ear cups. Everything you need can be found on the left one, starting from the power on button, dedicated microphone mute switch, USB Type-C port for charging, LED indicator light, infinity volume scroll wheel, and a 3.5mm port into which goes the detachable microphone itself. This is probably one of the best boom microphones that I've tried so far when it comes to how precisely can you shape it within a centimeter and it will stay like that. In terms of the comfort, the Pro X wireless headset has a convincing clamping force, which at first, when I took them in my hands, I thought that would be a bit too much for my above average sized head, but it turned out to be that I was wrong. They do feel really firm once you get a hold of them and try to pull them around and expand them before putting them on your head, but once you actually put them on, the lateral force that it generates was in my case almost ideal. The ear cups do cover my whole ear while not touching the inner wall of the ear cup, and they make a really good sound barrier in blocking any of the outside noises. Besides the regular use, I ended up having a couple of longer sessions of wearing them, for example while editing my videos, plus during my gaming sessions in iRacing, where I also use its microphone the most. Speaking of it, although the Blue Voice logo on the front of the box was replaced with Logitech's Lightspeed logo technology, don't worry, we do have the Blue Voice software feature integrated into this model. It's a Pro X series after all, and as far as I saw, I don't think there will be a non-X version of it without that, like with its wired brothers. All of this ties into the software side of things, Logitech's G Hub utility to be more precise, where you can see that we have a special Blue Voice panel that controls everything when it comes to the microphone features. Let's switch over to the headset's microphone so you can hear how it actually sounds while checking out the software itself. As you can see here, there's plenty of settings to fiddle around, especially with the microphone thanks to the Blue Voice software implementation.
That's the first thing you need to enable right away, and as you can now hear, just by doing that right out of the box, the difference is pretty substantial. You can of course use the presets shown here. They all have a different sound to them. This is, for example, AM radio preset, and this is FM radio preset. But the best thing you can do is to find one that suits you the most and possibly do some minor changes to it to make it that much better through options like compression, gate and filters, as well as through voice equalizer. These settings and preset that I'm showing off here was the best sounding in my opinion, so feel free to copy it. The same can be done with the headset sound profile. You can choose to pick from few basic presets, but again, I've decided to make my own. Besides that, here you can also change the volume of what you can hear coming from the microphone, so basically yourself, as well as check the battery level and set up the automatic power off feature. So yes, as you're just now hearing it for yourself, this is one really capable microphone, which was actually established with its wired brother, and there's a reason why everyone was so excited when they've heard that Logitech acquired Blue Microphones back in 2018. Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what are your thoughts. Would you use something like this?
When it comes to the sound coming from those 50mm drivers, the fact that it's a wireless headset doesn't change basically anything. It operates using a 2.4 GHz wireless connection over a separate USB dongle and Logitech's Lightspeed technology. I haven't noticed any delay and the range was well over 10 meters in closed space. I could walk around my 90 square meter flat without any glimpse of signal loss. The only compromise that you will have to make is to charge them every 15 to 20 hours from my experience, which is decent, will last you a couple of days, but hey, at least you have that USB Type-C port for charging them, as well as a 1.9 meter long Type-A to Type-C charging cable that comes in the bundle. I could hear a slight noise coming out of them when everything was completely silent, but that was kinda expected since they are self-powered. Plus, I am what you would call a noise freak, so take that with a big grain of salt, as I tend to hear every little thing. The sound profile which the drivers deliver are among better ones when it comes to gaming headsets. They really tune them up good. The only thing I had a chance to try out remotely similar to it are some of the HyperX headsets. I found them to be pretty accurate in music listening, everything considered. Although they perform the best in games, you could pick out the smallest details. The surround sound feature will do its job and core purpose, but the way it does it, it's not something I personally like sound-wise. It just gives out that sound profile of a low bitrate MP3 song that has been exported a couple of times. Also, don't expect to get unreasonable levels of loudness from them. They can get pretty noisy, but nothing too crazy, plus you lose some top end if you go overboard on that. After all these years of following Logitech's product releases and their pricing scheme, with also knowing how much the wired models costs, it was not hard to predict that this headset was going to have a price tag of 200 euros and something along that line in US dollars. Yes, that's a lot of money in general, but this segment was already established long before, and all of those who would like to have something from it will have to pay the premium, but if they choose wisely among everything that's to offer, they could get a lot of value for their money, like in the case of this Logitech G Pro X wireless headset. That's it for this time for me. Thank you once again for watching. Please take a second to toss me a thumbs up if you enjoyed my content. That really helps a lot. And if you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe. And if you already are, be sure to press that notification bell down below so you don't miss out on a new video. And until then, catch you later, guys.